Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ninja 2 Plays. So today is a little video. Hold up 1 second. Let me look at the audio really quickly. Yeah, I think that's good enough. My bad. I didn't think about this in the first place. But today I'm making a little mod video that is for Halo Wars. Honestly, I think this is a pretty cool mod. I want to show you. It's actually called uh, all the units. Well, that's basically what I've been hearing over and over again from most of the modding community or most of the community of this mod. But basically what this mod does is it basically adds all the UNSC units into every single leader. So like there are certain special units that you would be able to get in certain leaders. Now you could be able to use them all in any of the leaders. So plus they also overhauled the station a bit, so it'll be called a super fortress, which is a separate build, which is a separate base build if you want to build it yourself, which is honestly the most expensive out of them all. The regular fortress is 1,200 resources, while the super fortress is 2,000, which I will say is fair. It is honestly really fair. And if I'm gonna say anything, I would say Bountiful Harvest and Paint Train is honestly necessary if you want to use this thing. Because it takes me a while to build up the entire base of this thing. So it doesn't just it doesn't just put in the every special unit into all the leaders. It also adds new units, certain unless depending if there's a model
Supply
already
pad
made.
complete.
This isn't like the leader overhaul that I was making videos about. This is actually a mod that
Barracks
the
complete.
creator is putting each of the UNSC vehicles and troops in a single package for each of the leaders. Plus, they might do the same thing with Covenant, I'm not sure. Plus, the best thing about this is you could be able to do this,
Supply pad
you could be
complete.
able to use this thing in the campaign, which honestly, I think is pretty cool. They've also been adding each of the maps into the campaign too, which honestly I really love. I honestly have to say is really cool. This is actually one of the maps from Arcadia. This is the Arcadia map where you and Forge are trying to take out the Covenant from
Reactor complete.
trying to defend an area where your forces retreat to from the Covenant in the Arcadia cities. What this guy is doing, honestly, what this guy is doing, he's playing, or you get what I'm saying. The creator is planning to overhaul the entire game. It's honestly really cool. If you had to ask me, this mod is really cool. The author is planning to overhaul
Reactor
the
complete.
entire game by putting every single campaign map into skirmish maps. That way, we can be able to play it, and you don't have to go through the story. Okay, and there were some new units that were added into the game that already had models for it, so I want to show you this. So here you can be able to train Forge and Anders as units, and be able to train a couple Spartans on here. Like
Vehicle depot complete.
I think what was the main person who was on the
Enemy
Spartans?
engagement.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've played vanilla. But this one, as a plus, you can be able to build Spartans at will, a special Spartan team called Ace, no, Brave Team. There are new Sniper Marines, Rocket Marines, the regular Marine Squadron, Marine Scouts, Light Marine Squad, which honestly I use quite a bit, and there's a Special Marine Assault Squad and ODST slash Marine Army.
Air pad.
So
Complete.
the Marine Assault Squad, the Marine Assault Squad, they basically add a Hornet over a squad of Marines, which honestly is a pretty effective idea when you think about it. Let me move this. So here's the Light Marine squadrons. These guys are like seven. Yeah, that's seven. I had to make sure I didn't miscount. Oh shoot, I had to make sure I didn't miscount. So there are seven Marines in the Light Marine squad. They add multiple types of weapons to these Marines, so it'll be a little bit more effective. A couple have magnums, a sniper, and an assault rifle. From what I'm seeing, I didn't really read the description. And the ODST and Marine Army. So here they add a Gauze Hog for support, while they got a bunch of ODSTs and Marines with assault rifles, battle rifles, shotguns, rockets, grenades, sniper rifles. Honestly, I like using these guys quite a bit. I like using the Army and the Assault Squad quite a bit because it's a two-in-one. It's a two, or in the ODST Army case, it's a three-in-one unit. But the thing is, with these guys, my only criticism is that honestly, they're really difficult to move, and they can be a pain one sometimes, just moving the thing. So sometimes I kind of have to use a Pelican just to move it. But if it depends on the map that you do, it depends on the map that you move them to. Like if it's something that has a mountain where you're building the base, like where the barracks are gonna be, it's gonna be kind of hard to move these guys. It's gonna be hard to move the Marine ODST army, but they're honestly really fun to play with. I am not gonna lie. These things, where did I move them? Oh, there you are. It's honestly pretty fun to play with. It's I honestly just use these guys mostly when I'm going on the offensive, but they also are good for a big defense because they are kind of good for defense and offensive. That's going to be for a different video, but um, so one of the things that you're going to need to be able to build
Vehicle
the
depot. Complete.
different vehicles that you get in Halo Wars is you gotta have this landing pad where you'll be able to build every single vehicle that you had dealt with in the game, and some custom ones like the Cobra Mark II, Heavy Scorpion,
Enemy engagement.
and assortment of elephants. There's also the Badger. It's basically some kind of a Cobra with a um. hmm, I don't know what else I could describe it. It's kind of like a smaller version of Cobra with some different weapon, plus the Sun Devil. This thing is honestly one of my favorite tanks when dealing with air units. It's honestly also a pretty cool weapon to deal with any. Honestly, it's pretty good for anything. It's kind of a well-rounded troop. It says it's mostly for anti-air, but I honestly think it's a well-rounded troop. And this pelican right here, this pelican right here, actually, you could be able to train a bunch of you could train all the vanilla leaders. There's a Anders and Forge leader team, Anders by herself, and the Warthog Sergeant Forge, all the red team, and there's a special Spartan 69. Nice. I had to do that. There's a Spartan 69 that is added into the game. I don't know if that's the vanilla Spartan or that was added in by the modder. I'm not sure. I would have to ask about that. but having 4 Spartans is actually pretty cool. Plus, there's a tower right here where you can be able to upgrade everything from. You can be able to upgrade stuff that is added into the game. Like, there's assortment of upgrades to it, but I'll let you find out for yourself when you try playing this mod. And, here it is. Right here, you can be able to upgrade to get more Spartans into the field. Because remember when I showed you the area where you can be able to train Spartans? Right now it's just 3. But if you upgrade it, you can be able to go up to 7 or 8 Spartans. Almost an entire army. And honestly, that is my favorite. That's my favorite feature of this, having more than 3 Spartans. And the best part about the airfield is there's some hijack banshees. You can be able to train hijack banshees. To be honest, I'm honestly confused why the UNSC never tried hijacking banshees from the Covenant in the first place. The Hornets and the Hawks are pretty effective, but I honestly think the banshees were better than those guys. They have fuel rod cannons, and they are fast, and they got fuel rod cannons. Though I think the Banshee is more of some kind of like a Covenant version of a jet, like a light jet. So I can kind of see why they didn't really try to hijack Banshees. But you get what I'm saying here. I honestly think the hijack Banshees are a pretty cool thing. It's basically just a regular Banshee from the Covenant, but UNSC is able to train them. And there's... God dang it! Didn't mean to put up 2. So, Fuel Armory, it basically just has the regular upgrades as usual. But with the Leader Overhaul, it's kind of a extension of the Leader Overhaul. So it's gonna have similar... It's gonna have similar upgrades too. Just let me show you when it's built. And I'm gonna start building more troops, so...
Field armory complete.
And build more troops, so I'm not just gonna get overrun. And also, with certain buildings being built in each of your bases, you can be able to get free units. Like, in the last few buildings I've made, I got a couple of Warthogs and also a Plasma Rhino. The Plasma Rhino, you remember that it was added into... It was actually added into for just a... It was added into that one mission in the campaign, but that's the only time that we saw it. But you can be able to train it as many of these guys as you want now with this mod. To be honest, I love this mod with how... To be honest, I honestly love how this person is overhauling the entire game with everything that modders have already used, and the fact that they're using stuff in the game. I'm not sure if they're gonna try doing Covenant. They've said stuff about bringing Covenant into the game. They're gonna be upgrading the Covenant a bit. I mean, they've done a little bit with this guy, the Elite Rangers. They've been using carbines. I haven't played with the Covenant that much. I haven't played. Excuse me. I haven't played that much with the Covenant in the game, but well, with this one. But they've done a little bit with it. Other than that, there's not. There isn't exactly. Honestly, I can't say that how much that there's been added to the Covenant because I don't really know. So the Warthogs. There are the regular Warthogs from the Leader Overhaul, and there's one that has a double barrel. It basically just shoots double the amount of bullets, so it's just a lot faster of a regular Warthog. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. because there's a bunch of things that you'd be able to build with these markers right here. But I'm probably just gonna make different videos talking about them, well, basically showing them off, because I can't be able to show them all in just one video. But that's all I gotta show about this mod. I will be making videos in the future, just basically just making more videos about this mod because as the updates come out, because the mod author is constantly updating this thing. Excuse me. And whenever an update comes out about the mod, I will be sure to show you. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.